Hello everyone, welcome to the MudRoom, our bi-monthly Uncommon Sense parenting class. How is everyone today? I hope everyone who celebrates Easter had a fantastic Easter. If you don't, I hope you just enjoyed a good long weekend. I'm really looking forward to the weather getting warmer. Last week we had what is hopefully, fingers crossed, our last big storm of the year, and it was a full-on ice storm, like schools were closed, the whole 9 yards. So I'm really hoping that it's going to be summer soon because Mama needs some vitamin D. And to be able to leave the house without having to budget 40 minutes for everyone to get their gear on. It's also that time of year where we're all like starting to plan our summers. I registered my boys for 2 summer camps, one of which is an outdoor survival camp. And I can't quite decide whether or not sending my kids off into the wilderness with their best friends to learn how to tie ropes, collect water, and set fires is genius or questionable parenting. But I guess we're gonna find out. And that's our topic for today's class. Why is it so important for our kids to be spending more time outdoors, now more than ever? Because now that it's not so freezing cold, at least here, it's time to get our kids used to being outside more. And for a lot of parents, that often feels like more trouble than it's worth. Before we get into this, however, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Allana Robinson, and I'm a parenting coach for parents of toddlers, preschoolers, and kindergartners. I help you understand why your children are misbehaving and how to fix it without stickers counting to 3 or losing your shit. I'm your host here on the MudRoom, and I'm the host of the Parenting Posse Facebook group and the creator of the Parentability program, where I help you raise well-behaved kids who listen. While you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, review, whatever platform you're consuming this on allows you to do. We put this out in multiple places to allow parents to access it in whatever way works for you. And by interacting with this episode, you help other parents who need to find it. All right, so do you remember playing outside as a child? Like exploring the great outdoors, getting dirty, running around with your friends? Not only was it fun, but it also had a ton of benefits for our physical, mental, and emotional health. However, in today's society, children are spending more time indoors than ever before, and that's causing a couple problems. As a parenting coach, I often hear from parents who are struggling to prioritize outdoor play for their little ones. They may be feeling guilty about taking time away from structured activities or worry about the risks associated with outdoor play. So today, I'm going to explore the numerous benefits of outdoor play and provide you with some tips for those of you looking to incorporate more of it into your child's daily routine. From local parks to nature hikes, there are endless opportunities for children to play and explore in the great outdoors. So let's dive in and explore the beauty of outdoor play for children. So let's start with the benefits of playing outside. Why is this so important? I've had parents tell me that they personally just don't enjoy being outside, and therefore they really have a hard time getting their kids to go out because it feels mean. If I don't want to spend time outside, why would my kid? And well, I get that. Believe me, I am definitely indoorsy myself. Being outside is not only enjoyable for kids, but it also offers numerous benefits for their physical, social, and emotional development. First, it improves their physical health. Playing outside allows kids to engage in physical activities that aren't really appropriate or possible inside, like running, jumping, climbing, exploring, and getting dirty. These activities help children develop their gross motor skills, their coordination, their balance, all of which are essential for healthy physical development. If you've got a child who is like a whirling dervish, who is constantly like crashing into things, running, jumping on the couch, hanging off the side of their bunk bed, spinning, chances are they could really benefit from more time outside that's unstructured and gives the illusion of being unsupervised. There's no right or wrong way to move your body outside, so spending time outdoors gives children that increased opportunity to explore and test their body in ways that they really just can't inside. Second, it boosts their mental health. Outdoor play has been linked to improvements in mental health and well-being in children. Time spent in nature has been shown to reduce stress, anxiety, and symptoms of depression in children. It also provides opportunities for children to develop their creativity, their imagination, and their problem-solving skills. All of these factors can have an incredibly positive impact on a child's outlook on life, their growth mindset, their willingness to keep trying new things. When children are playing wizards or fairies or superheroes outside, they're able to explore feelings of power and themes of good and evil, like it's a dress rehearsal for life. And because there's so many nooks, crannies, and ambiguous supplies outside, like sticks and dead leaves and flowers, being outside is really the perfect setting for children to explore and work through all of those really, really big ideas. Third, it enhances their social skills. Outdoor play provides children with opportunities to interact with others in a very natural setting, which can enhance their social skills. Playing with other children can help develop their communication skills, empathy, and cooperation, all of which are important for healthy social development. Because there's so many opportunities and unstructured play themes to explore outside, it can lead to some very real opportunities for conflict resolution and for learning to negotiate. I found my kids outside the other day negotiating with our 4-year-old neighbor who was going to be Harry Potter, and they were trying to figure out who was going to be Ron, who was going to take on the role of Hermione, and who was going to be Dumbledore. And once they sorted all that out, which then they had to agree on which corner of our backyard was going to be Hogwarts, which was going to be the Quidditch pitch, and on and on and on. There was a lot of conflict and a lot of joint decision making. And more than once, one of them did stomp off and they had a good cry and got very frustrated. But then they calmed down and they came back and they were able to reintegrate into the game. Practice makes perfect is a cliche because it's true. None of which would have happened inside because one, they wouldn't have seen our neighbor outside playing and included him in their play. But also, they would have been wearing costumes and had actual toys and props to imagine with, which isn't bad, but it's just one kind of play and interaction. And being outside gives them exposure to new experiences, which helps expand that development. It increases exposure to nature. Spending time outdoors exposes children to the natural world, which can help develop their appreciation for the environment and the importance of preserving it. Children who spend time in nature are more likely to become environmentally conscious adults. It also helps them to develop survival skills and flexible thinking skills. I remember as a child who grew up in a very rural setting, going on a nature hike with one of my high school classes, and those of us who had been playing in barns and creeks and woods our whole lives, we all came with, appropriate first aid supplies and appropriate shoes and appropriate clothing. We were doing things like pointing out animal tracks and edible plants and all kinds of things that our urban peers just didn't have the skill set for. We were all very comfortable in nature. And when someone hurt themselves, we knew how to deal with it. And in that sense, we were much safer in that environment because of our comfort level. You can't manufacture preparedness. Children need to be exposed to these elements on an ongoing basis over a long period of time to build that comfort, to see those benefits, to build those skills. The more our children understand nature and feel comfortable with it, the better stewards of our planet they're going to turn out to be. So by prioritizing outdoor play, parents can really help their children reap these benefits and set them on a path towards healthy development. However, there are some factors that might be holding parents back from prioritizing outdoor play. Generally, when I speak to parents, it's one of these. The first is safety concerns. Parents may be worried about their child's safety while playing outside, especially in urban areas or near busy roads, which, fair enough. We want to make sure that we're providing safe space for our children to be outside. Now, if you live in the country like me, this is likely not a concern of yours, but if you're in a more urban setting, it can definitely be more difficult to find these safe spaces. Some common options are local parks and playgrounds. Many communities offer public parks and playgrounds equipped with a variety of play structures, swings, and outdoor games. Many are fenced. And generally, once we teach our children the boundaries, We don't even necessarily have to be in the park with them. In the winter, I'll often take my kids to a playground, and once they're aware of where they can and cannot go, I'll go sit in my car and work on my laptop. It can be really fun to go explore new and different playgrounds, and some cities even have apps that detail all the different features of each park. Another option is your backyard or outdoor spaces. Families with yards or outdoor spaces can create their own play areas with equipment like swings, slides, climbing structures. Again, if your children are young, you may want to fence those spaces in or use visual cues to alert them to the boundaries. If you don't have your own backyard or fence space your child can play in, hook up with some friends for outdoor play dates. I absolutely love having kiddos over to play who don't have their own backyards because they think it's cool and different and they want to actually stay outside instead of immediately trying to come into my home. Nature trails and open spaces are another option. Hiking trails, beaches, any other natural settings offer opportunities for children to explore and engage in unstructured play. Most areas have websites that detail the trails and beaches locally. My kids love nothing more than for us to take a very short hike down to a local creek, and they'll play in that creek till they are cold and blue. And I generally bring some work. I'll bring a small folding table and I'll sit in the hatch of our car so I can watch them while I get some work done. I also bring a change of clothes so that I don't have to put them back in my car, absolutely soaking wet. Another concern of playing outside is screen time. That lure of electronic devices can be strong for children and may make it difficult to motivate them to spend some time outside. I've found the best way to solve this problem is to schedule outside time into their day so they know when it's screen time and when they have time to play outside. Generally, when kids can see that their electronics will be available at a later time or that they already got their electronics, it's a much easier sell to make. Another concern is time constraints. Busy schedules make it challenging for parents to find time to take their kids outside to play, and I get this, I really, really do. As I've said, I like to bring my kids outside while I have work to do. When we're home, if they play in our yard by themselves, it actually frees up my time because I'm not constantly in their field of vision. Obviously, it takes more time if you have to drive somewhere or seek out natural spaces than if you have some of your own. But in general, I find that at first, teaching kids to play outside takes a lot of time and effort. But once they're comfortable, there's a lot more free time in it for you. Another is weather and seasonal restrictions. Harsh weather conditions or seasonal limitations can make outdoor play less appealing and even impossible at times. And again, I get it. It gets very, very cold here. We're talking minus 25 to minus 30 degrees Celsius very regularly. And I know in places like Arizona and Texas, it gets dangerously hot in the summer. And obviously, if you live in one of these extreme climates, you have to take that into consideration. Like at the peak of summer might not be the best time to expect your child to spend 2 hours outside in Texas. Just like I can't expect my children to play outside for the recommended 180 minutes a day when it's minus 30 in the dead of winter. But nowhere does it say that those 180 minutes need to be consecutive. There's no such thing as bad weather, just bad gear. If your child has sun protection and water or a snowsuit and good mitts and hat and gloves, they can totally be outside in 10 to 20 minute increments. We just space those out throughout the day. So if you're ready to get your little one exploring and playing in the great outdoors, but you're not confident in nature yourself, my colleague Joshua Johnson has created a very simple course called Get Them Outdoors just for you. Our community of like-minded parents is dedicated to encouraging our young ones to embrace the beauty of nature while having fun and learning along the way. He's got expert advice, helpful tips, and plenty of inspiration, and you'll have all the tools you need to make outdoor play a regular part of your family's routine. And we'll make sure that the link to that is in the description. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's clear that outdoor play is essential for children's growth and development. The benefits are extensive and include everything from improved physical health and academic performance to increased creativity and social skills. And while factors like weather, safety concerns, and busy schedules can make it difficult to prioritize outdoor play, it's important to make an effort to get children outside whenever possible. Whether you have a backyard, a park nearby, or even just a small patch of grass in front of your building, there are plenty of opportunities to encourage outdoor play. And while there's no one-size-fits-all answer for how much time children should be spending outside, aim for at least a few hours a day if possible. So why not pack a picnic, grab some sunscreen, and head outside to explore the natural world with your little ones this summer. I'll see you soon for another Uncommon Sense parenting class. Bye!